Hello, my name is Miss Cetrone, and I'm very happy to meet you today. I wanted just to start out and telling you a little bit about myself and how I got into education and why that I feel this online format is a good match for us. I originally got into education when I was volunteering at my children's school, and I just loved it so much that something clicked within me, and I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. So I right away signed up for a teaching licensure program, and I did that while I was working full time at the school. And those two things together, the training program and working at the school, really solidified my understanding of the concepts that I was learning. Anytime you can practice while you're going to school, it's the learning experience is just that much more authentic. From there, I went into a special education role, and I learned so much about students with IEPs and setting goals. And I used that then when I became a homebound tutoring liaison. I met with students who could not be in school because either they were sick or they were waiting for an outside placement. And these students really needed the type of teacher who could come in and really be interactive with them, provide a really great classroom experience that was full of inquiry and discovery, even though they were at home. And from there, I grew my private tutoring business and I started meeting with all types of students, anywhere from preschool all the way up through high school. And over this past year, I was able to e learn with students. And that's where I really realized you can deliver so much authentic instruction online. You have to know your technology, you have to know your students, you have to communicate, you have to bring a certain extra energy to online learning. But because I've worked in all different kinds of classrooms throughout my career, I realized that again, if you combine those two things, my classroom experience with my online teaching, I was able to create successful in both successful classrooms in both arenas. And I find that with the technology that we have now, we can comment back and forth on documents, and we can present our work in really some clever and creative ways. And we have the opportunity to not only enrich our own learning, but enrich the learning of others. So, with that in mind, I have put together a lesson today that really does include a lot of teacher feedback using online documents through the Google Suite, and I will present that to you now. So, if you just give me a moment, I'm going to share my screen with you. And here is our lesson for the day. So, we're discovering this topic about schools and employers being allowed to tell people how they should wear their hair. And we're going to give you some background on this, and then you're going to be able to form and write your own opinion. Um, some people do have strong opinions like this. They believe that hair should be worn in a certain way when you're in public, when you're in schools, in churches, in government buildings, and some people feel that a person's cultural identity is very important also to display. So in this video, and for the purpose of this lesson, because this is a shorter mini lesson, I'm not going to show the video, but for students that would be following this lesson, we would show this opener, and this opener describes a gentleman who is a championship dart player. And of course, in that type of job, you can wear your hair any way you would like to. And as you could see, that's a pretty exciting design there. The gentleman goes through to say that, with his hairstyles, that just gives him a little bit of confidence. And here's where we present the article pre-reading to students. And students, you're supplied with the slide deck, so you have links to all of these items. And in this article, we are reading about how UPS is changing their policies to start to allow natural hairstyles and facial hair on the job. It's an article about a new chief executive in UPS who decided that she really wanted to change some of the old procedures and bring the company not only into present time, but also to attract future employees. So this, what we're looking here is a summary of the article, and we have the opportunity to click around this article and read and read different stories about this topic. Here's one right now, and that's the one that we talk about with the changes with UPS. There's another story about a student who was taken out of school because of her hairstyle. There's stories about other companies changing the way that they promote their businesses and some of their branding. So there's a lot of research that can be done on this general topic about how do we really diversify not only our brands but our policies to include all students and all people. So the pre-reading is there, and it just really it just sparks our interest in this topic. Now, we're going to describe the issue and identify the topic. So here's an organizer that I brought forth, and we're going to use that pre-reading article that I just showed you. We're going to record the issue or the topic, and that is about freedom of expression, cultural identity, and that's something that you're going to choose your own words for based on your pre-reading that we just took part in. Who is causing the issue? Is it the companies? Is it the schools? Is it the government? Who do you think is at the front of this issue? Also, who does the issue affect? Does it affect students? Does it affect workers, government employees? Who do you think? This is all your opinion. There are really no right or wrong answers in the way that you answer this. This is just to get you thinking. And then, do you agree or disagree with the issue? So you're going to choose one article from that pre-reading to respond to. And then in future lessons, because obviously all this reading and recording, we're going to dive into this just a little bit further. But after just this initial introducing you to this topic, there is a form that's going to assess your understanding, and it's also going to help me understand how to plan future lessons on this topic. So you will just answer these questions in just a few very short questions, whether you agree with it. You're going to name 2 points outlined in the article that you can use in your response essay and which article you're choosing to respond to. And then you'll submit that to me, and that will definitely help me plan future lessons. Then in further lessons, you will choose the article that you're going to respond to. You will read it, you will highlight it, and we will assign this at a later date. We want to make sure that you have time to work with the pre-reading first. I always like students to know where we're going with a lesson or with a topic. And then from there, we have a list of responses where students can choose how they would like to respond to this. And this is your main idea or your thesis. And you're actually going to write an opinion essay in the end that we will cover in future lessons. But for now, we just really wanted to get you thinking about this topic and learning how we research, form, and write an opinion.